listen to myself. I'm always trying to second guess these things. Everything I felt, but you just had me tied up in your strings. And maybe it was all in my head, girl, I'm all in my head. But you just made me feel so insecure. All in my head, girl, I'm sick in my head. And I thought you'd be my cure. But you were never what I need. I need, I need. You were never what I need. I need. It was never all that bad. Could've swore that we were last lovers in the wintertime, sending chills down my spine. And all we do is run in circles. Yeah, we run in circles, and I can't let go. Yeah, I got all these demons, went through hell just to conceal them. Then I got so fucked up on your love. Now I'm over the feeling, now I'm dealing with feeling something more than enough. And maybe it was all in my head, but you just made me feel so insecure. All in my head, sick in my head, and I thought you'd be mine. You were never what I need, I need, I need. But you were never what I need, I need, I need. But you were never what I need, I need, I need. But you were never what I need, I need, I need you.
I mean, maybe titanium white vortex. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week of WEC action here at UW-Stout Esports. This week, we're going to have a great matchup between UW-Whitewater White and UW-Stout, the JV Blue Devils here in this match Rocket League here in Week 5 of the WEC. As you know, last week, WEC had no games. Just recently hosted here at the UW-Stout campus, the Red Cedar Rumble, where your Blue Devils, the varsity squad, took second place. Fell to second place against the currently number 1 seeded in the WEC Carthage Firebirds. So definitely a great matchup there, great weekend from the Blue Devils and everybody who came out. So we'd like to thank all those teams for coming out. But today, as I said, UW-Whitewater White and the Stout Blue Devils JV squad. For Whitewater, we're going to be looking at Hugh, Mr. Goose, and James. And over on the side of the Blue Devils, we're going to have Treyway, Yelsnit, and Prodways. So the usual lineup here coming from the Stout Blue Devils. Both of these squads sitting at 1 and 3. Stout JV just having the slightly better game differential there, 6 and 10 to 5 and 11. So it should be a very close series from what we understand. As it looks like we are still waiting on the lobby info, but as we wait here, just a recap on this Red Cedar Rumble weekend. So as I said, Stout fell to Carthage in the grand finals there. A great performance from, I believe that is Alpha Volt, and, I'm missing the third. But a great weekend from the boys, and definitely a great first LAN event hosted here at UW-Stout. We're definitely looking forward to having many more. And just in case you don't know me, my name is Axtro. I will be your commentator today, and I am looking forward to this great matchup between these two squads. All right, and we are getting ready here to head into this first game. WEC, it's your usual best-of-5 format here. Definitely what both teams are going to be looking for is a strong game one as we're getting right into the action. A strong game one is what both teams look for. It's what every team looks for at the start of a series. A strong way game one. You can set the tone. You can get things going your way, momentum on your side. And it looks like right now the momentum's on the side of Whitewater. As it looks like James now is going to try to pop it up. Gets it over one. Maybe a shot on, blocked by Trey. Good. It's going to pop it out to the side here. Goose now offside wall, maybe something. Prodways no boost. That's going to come offside wall. Prod is going to get blocked. Maybe something to Trey. Trey's got a lot of boost. He's got a lot of boost and a shot on, and it's going to be saved at the goal line by Mr. Goose. So great goal line defense there from Goose. But now the attack is not over from Stout as that ball is going to be hit up and away. And now Trey is going to have to scramble back for it on defense. Trey now trying to play off sidewall. He's going to get one. Not going to go anywhere with that, though, as it's going to be a nice block there from Mr. Goose. That ball is going to stay up in the air now. Hit down to the Whitewater side. Maybe a shot on chance. It's going to go right out to Stout. A shot on upper right corner, but no, saved by Goose. Now they're going to get all tangled up here in the corner. Looks like a demo attempt coming out there from Whitewater early. Definitely some physical gameplay. That's something we see a lot out of the Stout varsity squad, is that big physical gameplay. And here it is from Trey. The unfortunate redirect. Goose is going to get up. He's going to get the touch. He beats him, and it's going to be a finish. So it's finished there by Hugh. And it looks like Whitewater is going to strike first in game number one. They're going to be up 1-0 here with 3:34 left to play. Just a great drop down. Got it underneath the last man. And Hugh was just able to put it in for the finish. Kickoff in favor of Stout here. What can they do with it? Definitely going to look to get that goal right back as soon as they can. Stout squad, both of these squads for Stout have been very momentum-based teams. When they get the momentum high, they have been playing just as good as anybody. But when that momentum gets low and their momentum gets killed in some of these games, they have a very hard time coming back. So it's going to be vital for them to come back here early and get a good goal to even this one up at ones now, as that one's going to be bouncing down towards their corner. It looks like Hugh is going to pop it over middle. It's going to get cleared away. Prod now sneaking back. You got to be looking for a pass from Trey. Trey's going to get one off the backboard. Is anybody going to be there to finish? Blocked at the goal line by James. Another follow-up shot saved again by James. James, defensive masterclass, as that ball is going to be sent back to the Stout half. Looks like not the touch that anybody was looking for in that corner. Trey is going to get a huge pop. He's got a one-on-one. Can he get the reset? He gets a touch, but it's not what he's looking for. That's a shot on. That's an open net for Yells. Yells with a beautiful finish, and Stout finds the answer. It is 1-1 now in game number 1 with a little over half of the game left to play. A beautiful shot there from Yells and a nice assist by Trey to get them right back into this game. This ball is going to be hit way deep into the Stout corner now. Trey, it's going to be popped over him. Maybe a shot here from somebody from Whitewater. What can they find? Cleared away. And a good stuff there. Yells now trying to play up sidewall. He's going to go up. He's going to get one touch. It's down to Trey. What can Trey do? Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. That's going to be coming off the corner now. And it's going to be back to James. James is just going to try and carry. Tries to get the flick. Not the flick he looks for. Accidentally gets a pass there. Soft touch there from Hugh. That's going to be right out. That's going to be a pass to Prod, and it's just off the side post. Prod almost gets a perfect read off of that. Looks like mistouch there from Whitewater, and almost a good goal there for Stout. But now we have 1:50 left to play. This one's still tied up at 1. That ball is getting popped up. Maybe a shot here. It's going to be blocked. Sent back to the Whitewater half. And looks like maybe a shot here for Prod, but no, it's not going to be it. He's going to get this 50, however, and Hugh's going to try to put it on. Saved easily by the Stout defense. And now Yell is going to pop up. He's going to get one. It's going to be down to Prod. Prod is not going to be able to follow up on it. Little bit of awkward defense here from Stout, but a good save by Yells. Hugh's going to try to put it back on, but it's just going to fly over the net. Now Prod gets it over one. We're going to be looking at a good shot there. And is that going to find the net? Yells cuts the rotation and cuts the score to 2-1 now. Stout over Whitewater. You see he just beats Goose there. And the third man there looks like kind of abandoned post. Went boost over ball from what I'm seeing. And now Stout's going to be up over Whitewater 2-1. This is a Stout squad, a Stout Academy squad, that once they get rolling, they can be very hard to stop in these games that we've seen. All it takes is one game, and they tend to win the next one, almost guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed in Rocket League, though, as now Yells is going to try to get that touch. Not going to get it. He's just going to try to kill the momentum here of Whitewater. Try not to let them do anything here late. Trey, no boost. He's going to get one. That's a nice touch over. That ball is going to be popped up. Who's going to go up for it? Hugh's going to go up, but it's going to be blocked. As now Goose gets a nice touch up high. It's going to be down to James. James is looking for a pass to, I believe that was Hugh, but Hugh was not there. And possibly Prod something. Trey gets the 50 saved at the line by Goose. So now this ball with 20 seconds left is firmly in Stout possession. That's going to be a shot on net just wide. Goose now is going to be back. He's going to have the ball. This one's going to be cleared off to the corner. James is going to touch it. And it looks like it's going to be Trey. Trey, can he get one more? That's a big pinch. Prod's going to have to save this, but this game isn't over yet. This ball's bouncing around the Stout corner off the backboard. Is there going to be a shot? No. So no shot from Whitewater White. And game number 1 is going to go to Stout JV. So Stout JV scores 2 unanswered after an early goal from Whitewater White. And they are going to go up in this series 1-0. As I've mentioned, this Stout team here, the Stout JV team, really a good momentum team. Once they get rolling, the ball is very hard to stop. So they're going to look to capitalize on this win in game number 1. Now, Whitewater White, you cannot count them out just yet. They are also a 1-3 squad. Their ranking on the schedule here is not too far behind that of Stout. And they're going to look to definitely try to turn it around here in game number 2. So we are waiting now to get into game number 2 here. Overall, it just looked like there was some great defense from Stout there, and even Whitewater had some very solid defense in that game, only conceding 2 goals, but ultimately it was Yells who found the back of the net twice, one unassisted and one with the help of Trey. And it looks like we're going to get into game number 2 here. This kickoff's going to be off the sidewall. Who's going to win the race to the ball? Looks like it's going to be Goose as Yells backs out. Yells is going to get the touch down to Trey. Trey is going to get beat by Hugh. That goal is going to be up in the side, cleared off to the wall. James now going to get one touch. Prod's going to respond with one of his own. Goose now going to get a strong touch. Will he have anything to finish it? No. As that ball is going to be sent out to the side. Yells is going to look for the pass. Going to be blocked by Hugh. Missed there from Hugh, bumping their own team. And it's going to be a one-on-one for James, but knocked far by Trey. Now Trey going to look to follow this up. It's going to be over him. He's going to rotate out. That ball's going to go back into the corner. Possibly a shot here. And no, it's going to be a weak touch. That ball is going to go up. Trey is going to get the save, but is it enough? That ball is still dangerous. It's off the crossbar, and it's out of the sight of the goal. But the danger's not over yet for Stout. They're going to need a good clear here. And they're going to get one, a dunk over Goose. And now Stout's firmly on the counterattack. What can they find? Trey gets beat. And it looks like the counterattack has ended, but a great opportunity there for Stout Academy to try to find something. That's going to be awkward for Stout. Prod just wasn't ready in position for that after picking up the demo. Trey, nice demo, speaking of which. That ball is going to pop over to the side. Is anybody there for Whitewater? No, that's a huge, huge bump there from Yells. Can he finish it? No. And now James has a one-on-two. Can he find something? But it's intercepted quickly from the Stout defense. That is some really fast defense there. It's something you definitely see at these higher levels is you don't want to let people have space. The more space that you are giving people, the more opportunities they have to set up a flick, to set up a pass, an air dribble, a bump. So the less space that they give, and that's a huge booming clear. Is that going to find the net? And it's going to hit the crossbar, and it goes in for Prodways. So it looks like just third man not far enough back there. I don't know who got that big clear, but I don't think Whitewater White were expecting it at all. And Prodways is going to get a nice finish there off the crossbar, and it's going to be 1-0 Stout. Whitewater's going to look for an answer here. They have let up 3 straight. That ball is going to be up in the clear. Double commit from Stout Academy, but it's not going to hurt him this time. Goose now to the corner. That's going to be to Prod. Prod's just going to pop it up. He's going to get one. He's going to get bumped out before he can get two. Goose saves it on the goal line off the crossbar. Here's a shot now from Whitewater. Is that going to find the net? And it will. Goose, just a beautiful shot there. And I think he catches Yells a little off foot there. Yells, I don't think, was expecting that shot. And a well-placed ball there from Goose. And now Whitewater's back in this game. They're going to try to turn this one around. The score is all tied up at 1 here. 2:51 left to play. That ball is going to be put out to the side now. Treyway is going to go up. He gets one, and that's all he's going to get. Prod now is going to go up. That's going to be off backboard. Will there be a finish from Stout? And there's an attempt. That one's going to go up, and it's going to be in for Yells. So Yells is having himself a series. That's going to be a great clear from Prod. Prod doesn't get the finish he's looking for, but Yells says, no problem, I got you. Let me help you out. And he's going to put it in for 2-1 Stout Academy. Stout Academy has looked so far in pretty solid control of this series as Yells isn't going to get the touch he's looking for. That ball is going to be just bouncing around in middle, begging for somebody to hit it, and it's finally going to end up in the Whitewater corner. It's going to end up past Trey. That ball is going to go back up in the corner. Will Trey look for something? No. James kind of lets that ball roll. He's going to get this clear. That's a good clear there from James. Otherwise, that ball was certainly headed for the back of the Whitewater net again. That ball is bouncing off sidewall. Yells, maybe looking to set up an air dribble. Instead goes for the cut and the flick. That ball is going to get popped up. And here could be a dunk from Whitewater. Try and spin the momentum around, but no. Prodways was there, and he was ready. That's going to be up now. Goose is going to get a back touch. Is he going to find a shot here? No. A good, well-designed play there, though, from Goose. A great pass. It just doesn't end up working out. Hugh there tries to get up for the ball. That ball is going to be bouncing around the corner, but a good goal line save. Another dangerous ball there for Whitewater. That ball is going to be popped out to mid to Hugh. Hugh's just going to try to keep Prodways off it. But Prodways beats him there. Prodways is going to get a nice goal. A beautiful zero boost duel there between Prodways. And it looks like Hugh just doesn't get the bump. So Hugh's trying to bump Prod off of that ball, but he is not able to do so. And that means that it's 3-1 now for Stout Academy, who just has to hold on for a minute and a half longer to go up 2-0 and send this game to match point. That's going to be hit back now. Prod, He's thinking Prod was going to look for that snipe in there. He decides to head back for defense. Now Hughes going to look for this. He's going to get it past one, and my apologies, that is James who's going to put this in to put Whitewater right back in this game. 3-2 now. Stout only up by 1. That's a beautiful touch there. He just manages to maneuver that ball right around Yells. And now Whitewater is in striking distance once again, only down 1. 1:17 left to play. What can they find here in the last minute of this game to try and get this series evened up 1-1? A bounce shot there from Trey is going to get blocked. And now we're going to see Prod. He's going to look back on defense. He's going to get 1 touch, and that's going to go up the sidewall. Goose now is going to get a touch. Cleared out by Yells. Is it all the way out? No, because Hughes going to get a nice boom. Could this be finished? Could Goose put this in? No, and it's off the crossbar. A wide open net there. Goose just couldn't find the angle. And we almost had a tied game as Trey's going to send this one deep. He's going to get it off the sidewall, but it's going to be cleared 50 away. James now is going to try to take this ball under control. Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Yells now gets 1, and he doesn't get the second. That ball is still lingering around. Now Prod's going to have to hurry back on defense. Gets a 50 up. This is dangerous for Stout. A double commit off the sidewall, and it looks like James is going to make this game 3-3. A costly double commit up the back wall there. It looks like Yells was sitting on the crossbar. Trey came in to try to get the save. Neither of them got to the ball, and it's going to be 3-3 with 28 seconds left to go in this one. This game could go anybody's way. You see that ball is going to be popped up the corner. That could be a shooting opportunity, and it is. Hugh and Whitewater have completely turned the tables on this one. It is 4-3 Whitewater with 21 seconds left. Good old-fashioned kickoff goal, and Hugh is in the right place at the right time to catch that bounce off the wall. Whitewater up 1 with 21 seconds left. Stout now, they need to get this momentum back. They had all of the momentum early in this game. They need to get something going here. With 15 seconds left to play, that one's almost in again for Whitewater. Off the sidewall, off the crossbar. What is Stout going to have? That ball is going deep into the Whitewater half. This could be Stout's chance. There's 5 seconds. Here comes the demo. It's off the side post. What is Stout going to have? This ball is going to fall, and Whitewater is going to win 4-3 in game number 2. A very close game there, but a late surge by Whitewater is going to be enough to push them over the bump, and Whitewater is going to even this series back up at 1-1 headed into game number 3. And it's a great game 3 there from both sides. In case you've just joined us, my name is Axe Joe, and we are in this heated game here between UW-Whitewater White and the UW-Stout Blue Devils JV squad. We just wrapped up game number 2. The series is all tied up at 1-1. And Stout definitely had the momentum coming in this game. They scored 3 straight unanswered goals between the end of game number 1 and the beginning of game number 2. However, Whitewater was not done. They started coming back, and they clawed their way back into this one. They were down 3-1 with a little bit of about halfway left in that game, but they got one to chip it down to a 1-goal lead with 1:30 left. They chipped in another one with about 30 seconds left, and then a kickoff goal with 20 seconds remaining is what's going to seal the deal for them. So now this series is tied up at 1-1, and we're back to this being anybody's game. Both of these teams are desperately looking for their second win of the season in week number 5 of WEC play, and both the teams look evenly matched here. I mean, the goal differentials have been 1 for each game. It's not like anybody's really blown out either side here so far. So we're headed into game number 3. This kickoff's going to be off the sidewall. Trey going to look for an early goal. That's the kickoff goal that the Stout Academy is going to be looking for here, but it's just not able to find the net. That's a big pinch now. The good block by Trey. Yells is up. Can Yells get a touch? He does get the touch, but it's blocked by Hugh, who got a good pre-jump and a good read on that ball. Really has a good sense of where that ball's going before it's hit. Is now Yells is going to look for it. Just barely goes under that one. Didn't have quite the jump that he needed to get to that ball. And now Trey is going to go off back wall. He's going to get 1. He's going to look for 2. Nobody gets 2, as that's going to be popped up back onto the Stout half. Broadways gets 1, and it's going to be cleared back. End of the corner now, and that's a pass. That's a beautiful pass, but a better save by Trey. And now that ball is going to be pitched up. The danger's not done, but is anybody there for Whitewater? No. So a beautifully designed passing play there from Whitewater. Now Stout's on the counterattack, and Yells is going to find the goal. What a turnaround for Stout. They went from goal line defense, scrambling with a beautiful save from what I believe is Trey, to Trey finding Yells and a beautiful connection there. And now Stout has turned this game around. It is 1-0 for Stout. Hugh now is going to get that ball. It's going to be bounced off the sidewall now. And it's going to be cleared back onto the Whitewater half. In the corner now, kind of jumbling around. Yells looking for Prodways in the back pass. Prod is going to get one more. Ball's going to be skied up now. Yells not going to get the touch. It's going to be out to Trey, who's going to bang it deep into the corner now. Hughes going to try to take possession. Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Demo coming out from Trey. What can we see from Stout? Are they going to try to build the pressure? A shot on, but it's instantly saved. So a good read there from Hugh. Yells isn't done. He's going to get one more touch, but that one's off the target. As that ball is going to be popped up by Trey, looking for Yells. Yells goes boost. That's going to let Goose get a shot. It's going to be bouncing off the corner. What's going to happen here? And a shot on, but by James, saved by Yells. That's another shot on, but a save by Trey. Trey just happened to be in the right spot at the right time. That one's going to get pinched. What can Stout do with this counterattack? Offside wall now, Trey. Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Prod going to go up. That ball is going to be hit in the corner. He's going to try and get the pass. Nobody's there to receive it. Yells tries, but he's just off. Out into the wall again, and that one's going to be a big clear. That's going to be looking out into the corner. Prod's going to make sure it stays there. Ball's popped up. What can they do here? What can Whitewater do? A great save on the goal line by Prod. It looks like he didn't have the read initially, but he made a great mid-air readjustment. Now Trey's going to have a flick. It's over one, and nobody else is there to stop him. Stout Academy 2-0. And a great play here by Trey. He sees he's got the one-on-one. He likely knows that that third man is low on boost, and nobody else is there for Whitewater. All he needs is a simple flick that's too high to reach, and he does just that. Stout goes up 2-0 now, and they're going to look to keep it rolling here with 2:20 left to play. That's a nice clear. Could this be another one for Stout? And no, Hughes just going to get back in time. So we're seeing a little bit of overcommitment issues from likely the first and second men of Whitewater here, is their third man is being left very commonly in one-on-one or two-on-one scenarios. That's making it very hard for them to defend all of these one-on-one chances. And now Hughes going to look for a touch, and he's going to have a wide open net to shoot on, and it's just going to be wide. That one's off the crossbar. Who's going to hit it out for Stout? And it's going to be Goose who's going to try to keep it in. Prod is going to have this. He's going to look for one more touch. It's going to get past him. Trey now. He's already got one good move in his pocket. What can he do now? He gets the 50. The 50 just misses wide. 1:30 left to play. Prod's going to get the touch on off the side post. Great save by Hugh. This ball is going to slow down now, as this ball is going to be popped way up now. Prod's going to have to beat everyone there, and he does. He gets one touch, hands it off to Yells, who demos Goose in the process. And Stout is going to get a great defense here, and that ball is going to be popped up. Will Goose get there? He will. Down to Trey. He's looking to Yells for the pass. Yells doesn't get the touch. Very dangerous there. Hugh almost could have had maybe a redirect there, as now Trey is going to try to get this dunk, but he does not. Yells, that ball gets past him too. And it looks like it's a 2-on-1 here for Whitewater. Is the shot going to be on target? It's going to be off the post. James is going to put it up. He puts it up high. It's still just clanging around at the crossbar, but nobody from Whitewater can put the finishing touch on it. Yells is going to get this touch. That's going to be put into the corner now. Goose puts it high, off the corner. Who's going to be there this time for Whitewater? It's going to be James, and James is going to slot it bottom left corner. And Whitewater have once again announced their presence in this game. Only down one with 36 seconds. James is going to get a beautiful touch there. He can't place that ball anywhere else. He tries to put that to the right side. There's a guy there. He tries to put that down the middle. There's a guy there. Bottom left corner. Nobody's there. Nobody can get there. 30 seconds left to play. Whitewater only down one. Prod is going to put it off the backboard. Where's the shot? It's from, looks like Prod there, but he gets demoed in the process. Hughes going to get a nice touch. That's a beautiful pass, and that's an open net. Can Whitewater do it? And they will. James is going to get his second goal of the game. They're going to tie it up. Whitewater has had two surges in the last two games, and this game is 2-2 with under 20 seconds here to play. a critical demo coming out there from Whitewater, and they're starting to pick up steam here in game number 3. Can Stout respond, or are they going to lose on back-to-back late goals? We're going to see here Trey's going to try to get this ball out. He's going to get 50'd out. That could be a pass attempt, but a good clear by Yells. That ball was dangerous. Yells is going to get a shot on James in the right place at the right time. He's going to start something. 0 seconds on the clock. What's going to happen? The ball is going to be put down. We're going to overtime in game number 3. That's going to be cleared out to the wall, right to Goose. Goose gets 1, and he's not going to get a second. Prod, nice touch, bouncing off the backboard. Who's there from Stout? That ball's still hanging in the air. It's begging to be put in. Yells isn't going to get the touch, but you know who is? Trey is. And Trey is going to make this series 2-1 for Stout with a great overtime finish. Yells gets 1 touch off the backboard, and Trey gets the second. And that is a game-winning goal for Trey, as Stout now up 2-1 in this series. They're sending this one to match point. Overall, just a great offense of pressure there from Stout to end that game. And in overtime, they just took that ball and they did not give it back. Back to back from Prod to Yells, and then Trey finishing that off after the previous 2 were both peppering the backboard. That is the type of offense Stout is going to need to keep pressure up in these games. They've been faltering late in the last 2 games, letting up what should have been pretty guaranteed wins, or at the very least keeping Whitewater out of the net. But they've let Whitewater come back twice now, so you really can't rule Whitewater out of this one, as they've already made 2 late-game comebacks. In game number 2, they managed to squeak a win out. Game number 3, they just fell in overtime. So what will Whitewater have in game number 4? Are they going to try to get out early? Are they going to try to get more offensive pressure early? That we saw a lot of demos from Whitewater coming out in the later stages of games 2 and 3. And I think that's what they're going to need to keep finding success in these games. Whitewater has definitely looked like a very good offensive team when the demos are coming out, but they haven't been coming out all game. They've only been coming out in the later stages, and that's where they're finding their success. So Whitewater is going to need to definitely pick up the offensive pressure, and definitely going to need to pick up the overall physical play earlier in the game, and they could have a shot here at bringing Stout to game number 5. But now Stout, same thing applies. That physical pressure is what is making these opportunities possible a lot of time. They're catching Whitewater on the defense. They're catching them rotating back, not in position, not ready to defend. However, they've been doing that at the risk of some overcommitments themselves. They haven't always also been ready to get back and defend. After maybe the first man goes out and takes a demo, they haven't been getting back in position quick enough, and that has led to some great opportunities for Whitewater, who just hasn't capitalized on all of them yet. So if we see Whitewater start capitalizing on more of these opportunities that Stout is giving them, this could very easily go to a game number 5, but Stout at the same time, all they have to do is they need to keep playing their game, keep the offensive pressure up, and if they can avoid the demos, avoid the physical bump plays that are going to come out of Whitewater at the least they know at the end of the game, maybe sooner here on this match point game, but if they can avoid that and they can catch Whitewater overcommitted and out of position in these games, then they've had some swift counterattacks, specifically from Yells and Trey, who've gotten good big clears and a finish off the backboard. As we are just about ready here to send this to game number 4. A great back and forth series so far from Whitewater White and Stout JV. As it looks like we are having some technical issues, so we are going to keep it rolling here. So definitely Whitewater White has had a pretty tough schedule so far. I mean, their first week they played a now currently in 4th place Milwaukee Gold. That's a very solid squad, and Stout JV has also faced some very tough opponents. Both these teams have been through adversity, and they're both looking to pick up their second win here in week number 5. Both 2 and 3 is going to look a lot better on those standings than 1 and 4. And definitely as we start getting to the later stages here of this WEC conference play, those wins are going to start meaning more and more when it comes to seeding. So overall, both of these squads are really, really needing this second win here to try to pick up some momentum and start turning this season around so that way they can have a better chance of making it a bit deeper inside of these regionals. But both these teams have looked great so far this series, and we should have at least one more, maybe two more if Whitewater can find the answer here in game number 4. But at least one more great match of Rocket League for you here on Stout Esports. And it looks like the players are ready. Whitewater looking for an answer. Gonna look for some more physical pressure early. Gonna try to find the equalizing game here, make it 2-2. Stout is gonna look to close this series out and get a decisive 3-1 victory. This is game number 4, as this ball is gonna start early in the Whitewater half, but it's gonna be cleared back now. Yells, not gonna get the touch. That ball is gonna be going to James. He's gonna get one. Looks like he's still trying to stay with it. There's a demo from Prod, and Stout is already back to the physical gameplay. Trey maybe looking for a goal. That's a goal line save from Goose, but that ball's just hanging in the air. Prod now is going to try to get the cut. He's going to get a pass or a shot. I'm not too sure, but it's going to be an easy save there as Yells now. He's going to stall out. He's going to fake, let Trey shoot it, and Trey's going to get a shot on, but a great save by Hugh. So that fake from Yells looked like it caught 2 Whitewater defenders off guard, and Hugh was just in the right position. He didn't fall for it. He stayed patient, as you have to do as a third man. Big bump there coming from Trey. But Hugh stayed patient, as you're supposed to as a third man, and that's going to result in a good save and keeping this one all tied up at 0. And we see this ball is going to be kind of rolling around. Low boost for both sides, but now Stouts picks them up. They're looking for a counterattack. It's going to be popped up to Trey. Trey's awkward, so him and Prod are going to talk it out. Yells is going to look for the redirect. That's going to be off the side. Can he find the follow-up touch? Yes, he can. Yells an early goal here, and it's going to be 1-0 Stout Academy as they're going to look to close this series out and keep the pressure on in game number 4. James just doesn't get the touch he's looking for there, and Goose just isn't back in time. That ball hitting off the self-pass off the side wall there. This one's going to be 1-0 as Hugh now is going to try to look for a quick counter. He's going to get 2 touches, going to be stuck up in the corner. Who's going to hit this ball next? It's going to be Yells with a big high clear. What is Trey going to have? He gets 1, doesn't get the second. Down to James, and that's going to be a big clear. Prod now. It's going to be Yells who ends up cutting that ball, and you can see the demo chase there from James as this ball is going to be up into the corner. Whitewater is looking for that physical play early, something they've been lacking in the first 3 games of this series. Trey is going to make a good save here. That ball is going to be touched down, and it's going to be a block. Who is Hugh going to have? It's going to be a big 50 out. Can Trey find a redirect? It's an open net. It's all his, but no, saved at the goal line. Looks like Trey was maybe looking to find Yells on a pass. Maybe thought he had more time than he did. But regardless, that ball is going to be saved. And now it's going to be popped up. Trey's going to try to get another chance. Gets 1 touch, offside wall. This ball is kind of hanging out in front of net. And Yells is going to finish the job that was set up for him by Whitewater. And just miscommunication, bad touches. Who knows what this one was, but it just pops right off the top of Goose's car. And Stout's up 2-0. But this game is far, far from over. Whitewater has made late surges in all of the games but game 1. Whitewater is not out of this game, and they are not out of this series. All they need is for these physical plays to start connecting. Trey's going to get a beautiful redirect off the top. James is going to be there for a nice save. He's going to be bouncing around. Hugh's going to miss. Can Yells? No, Yells. If he finds that goal for 3-0, that momentum is hugely in Stout's favor. That's going to be popped up. Yells is going to take it off the sidewall now. Down back to Yells. What is he going to have? It's going to be cut off by Prod. That's going to be over Trey. Stout's got to scramble back on defense. What does James have? A back pass. Doesn't exactly find the target. Trey might have an open net, but it's going to be blocked. Yells, he's getting 1. He has an open net to shoot, and he's going to find it. Yells, 3-0, and Stout is going to take firm control of this game with 1:55 left to play. You have to think that, is this deficit too much for Whitewater's late surges? Can't count them out just yet. They did make a 3-goal late surge in the last 2:30 of game number 2. But there's less than 2 minutes left in this one, and they're going to need the same 3 goals against the Stout team who has looked undeniably in control of this game all the way through. As this could be their chance, and Hugh, he's going to try to start turning the tables immediately. Whitewater is looking for the answer. That's a great clear by Hugh. It just perfectly bounces down, and Stout's just not ready on defense. This is only a 2-goal game, and Whitewater has made this game much more manageable for their late game comebacks that we've seen all series. What are they going to have here? Yells is going to get 1 touch. He's going to get the second. He's going to catch James a little off guard, who's just going to pop it up. That's to Prod. Prod gets 1 touch off the backboard. Who's there for Stout this time? It's going to be Trey, but he's not there quick enough. Yells his turn. Not going to get the touch. Prod is just going to dump it away, keep it out of the Stout net. 1:20 left to play. What is this game going to come down to? Will it come down to a late push by Whitewater, or is Stout just going to keep control of this game like they've done all game? And are they going to take this series 3-1? This is still anybody's game here. Goose is going to get 1 touch. He's going to look for a second. He's going to have the second. That's a demo coming out of James, and Whitewater is back in this one. It's 3-2 with 1 minute left to play. This is the physical play that Whitewater's been looking for. Huge demo coming out of James, and that's going to be Goose, who manages to just put it in. No defense there to stop him. It's 3-2. Whitewater's cut the lead down to 1, and they've made up a lot more goals in a lot less time. Whitewater's going to try to send it to Game 5. Stout's going to try to end their comeback here. What is Stout going to have? Trey is going to put it off sidewall now. He's going to look up. He gets 1 touch. Is that going to be it? No. Saved by Hugh. And Goose now is going to get it off sidewall. He's not going to get the dunk he's looking for. Could this be a counter for Stout? And it's missed by Yells. Prod was in there for a double. That's going to be a demo out of Yells. Yells picks up 2. Yells is going to try to kill the momentum here. He picks up 2 demos. And Prod, that ball is going to be skied up. James is going to try to clear it. He gets 1 touch, looking off sidewall, but here's Trey. Trey beats him to it. Trey barely doesn't get the touch. That would have been a game-sealing goal if he managed to find that. This ball is up and around. It's stuck in front of the Whitewater half until they finally clear it out. What's going to happen here? Demos are flying. Both teams playing physical. We have 10 seconds left. Can Whitewater find the answer, or is Stout going to win this one? It's off the crossbar. Hugh is going to clear it off to the side. This is Whitewater's last chance. Yales is going to kill it, and that is going to be the series. UW-Stout wins this one 3-1 in a thrilling game number 4. Whitewater almost had the comeback there. They were looking for it. They were playing the physical game, but in the end, Stout's defense will hold strong, and they will win this series 3-1 on 4 very, very close games. I'd like to thank you all for joining us today. My name is Axe Joe, and we just saw Stout Blue Devils JV defeat UW-Whitewater White in a 3-1 fashion in this best of 5 here on Rocket League. I'd like to thank you all for joining us. Make sure to catch us next week on Monday night, same time, as the Stout Blue Devils JV or varsity will be taking place on stream here. That is all that we have for you today, folks. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Axe Joe, and we hope to see you next time here at Stout Esports.
Chills down my spine, and all we do is run in circles. Yeah, we run